Aloha. I wanted to expand off the last video and where I was talking about cannabis and the subconscious realm and the conscious reality, and go a little deeper into what I've been thinking about since I made that video is the relationship between the conscious and the subconscious space is time, and how you perceive time, and the reasons why we have a conscious reality and a subconscious reality is to have the best of both worlds, to be the essence of a creator space while also having the experience of limitation. Within that limitation, there's benefits. There's always upsides and downsides. So in your subconscious infinity experience, the upside is that you have the ability to pretty much create your entire experience. You can create a universe. You can adjust your perspective with an endless amount of moves or images or whatever it is, ideas, whatever your imagination can dream up. That subconscious reality is the foundation for you to have that experience. The downside is that when you have everything, it's hard to really soak up or cherish anything. Like, you can't really have a focus or anything. Your time is literally consumed by all that is. So that is the subconscious dream realm. So you can create universes. You can experience whatever it is that you can dream up, but you won't have the time itself that reality is based upon has a downside to where you can't really. It's kind of like having all the money in the world. At some point, you're gonna run out of things to do. You're gonna run out of, and I know people say, "Oh, well, I'm not gonna." You're gonna get tired of the reality. It's like men who sleep with, or even women who sleep with all kind of men, or men who sleep with all kind of women, or pretty much whatever you do, whoever you sleep with. If you have too much sex, like, it loses something. It loses, like, if you're just like, there's no essence there. There's no soul connection. There's no, you're just connecting the dots after a while. It's not really anything because your soul is not engaged. You've maxed out that physical experience and are now looking for something more, which is that soul connection. It's the same thing with, like, money. You have too much money, or you have all the money in the world, or if you have all the attention in the world, like all these celebrities, they think they want to be famous and all that, and then they get famous, they can't even go get a sandwich down the street without being chased by cameras and being approached by people. They can never have a moment of silence. They can never have a moment of peace. Those extremes are relative to the same extremes of, like, same thing with, like I said yesterday, you could smoke. What if you were, like, forced to smoke weed 24 hours a day for like a month straight? Imagine what that would be like. You need a break in between that space in order to do all kinds of things. Gather your strength, to let things sink in, to relax, to rest, to have that separation. Like when they say, whatever that term is for distance makes the heart grow fonder or something like that, or whatever it is. That time in between makes you love your loved one even more, or like being away from something or somebody makes you closer because you're closer on another platform, on another realm. So expanded all the way out, this is how I'm seeing the relationship that consciousness has with the subconscious and the conscious reality. In order to cherish the infinite subconscious, you have to have that break of the conscious reality. And in order to cherish the conscious reality, you have to have that break of the subconscious infinity, because you can't be high 365 days of the year and think that's, the best thing in the world, because you're missing something. There's something missing. You are now mostly the tool. You are the tool. You have become the plant. And the essence that you are is kind of watered down or weeded down in a sense. So the glue that holds all this stuff together, the stuff that is in between all this, and what really gets manipulated is our ideas of time and our interaction in time. Time speeds up when you're in your subconscious realm. This is why you can have a dream for 5 minutes and it's like a 8-hour long dream. And like I said yesterday, the time flies when you're having fun, when you're in love, when you're doing all this high vibratory things, and it slows down when you don't want to be somewhere. Time seems to go super slow. This is the same relationship between your subconscious and conscious reality. The manipulative program of the synthetic gods and kings synthetic universe is based upon time, stealing your time. An example is in your conscious reality. So just as much as you can slow down, so you can see going from the subconscious realm to your conscious reality goes from 8 hours to so you go from being in a space where you can fit 10 hours into 10 minutes, and then you can go, now you're actually in 10 minutes. But now the manipulative program to make you slow down even more is to expand or first of all convince you into the conscious reality as the end all be all reality, then create your synthetic infinity for you. This is the synthetic, this is the artificial universe that gets created by NASA and the university system. So now they actually take the place of your subconscious infinity. They take the place of your creator space, and they do it with time by telling you, we're going to go to Mars 20 years from now. We're going to do this 10 years from now. We're going to fix this 10 years from now. We're going to do this 5 years from now. Constantly having you exist in the future. Constantly consuming your time of the present moment with stuff like the twiddle cube and the American dream and the reproductive program and the hypersexualized mentality. They keep you in this generic, materialistic, basic, slowed down time version of reality, keeping you consumed with toys, keeping you consumed with technology, which is slow in relation to the supercomputer of your subconscious. It's slow. But since it's faster than your conscious brain in one sense, then you worship that as your God. So this is how artificial intelligence, transhumanism, simulation theory, the NASA program, the New Age agenda with all these aliens who are in your future, they're only in your future based upon the conscious reality, the illusion of the conscious reality that they've created for you, the CGI. This alien mentality, this extraterrestrial mentality is basically CGI humanity, just like the galaxies and the nebula and all that other stuff is CGI Earth or CGI Milky Way or CGI whatever. Basically, it's all computer generated, and it's designed to keep your conscious reality, which has a meaning and a purpose. Like the way you can cherish the conscious reality even more so is to understand like really what it is in relation to how fast things move in the subconscious realm. Things move so quickly in your subconscious dream state, you can't hold on to anything. You can't really experience anything. You have to have the blending of the linear programming, the balances of the linear experience in order to truly taste something, to have an extended moment in time. So love tastes, smells, feels, and lasts longer when you are in your conscious reality. Food tastes longer. Your high, like you can see this when you get high, like time, how time kind of slows down when you get high, and you can sex feels more and like more you could because it's only because you feel more. Movies are more entertaining or whatever. It's because you're sensing more, you're laughing more, you are at a higher vibration. It's not the thing that is you, it's you that is actually adjusting to the experience of the conscious realm and seeing the conscious realm that's just the same from a higher perspective. So you raising your vibration can experience more of your reality more. And this is getting high when you're smoking cannabis actually just allows you to experience more of already what's here, you and the experience as a whole. So it's the tool to help you to raise your vibration, raise your consciousness in order to experience more of the reality from a higher, expand consciousness. The distraction program is designed to work the opposite way. So like the twiddle cube mentality, the twiddle cube consciousness is like the synthetic universe, the NASA program, the SpaceX, the university system, the hard science reality, the mainstream religions. It's all a in-between space to steal your time. Because if you have your time manipulated, then the time is the bridge between your conscious and your subconscious realm. It's the math, in a sense, for lack of a better word. It's like the math between understanding your conscious realm and your subconscious experience. And what gets lost when you get what gets lost when you get lost in the lower vibrations is the intention of the experience as a whole. So like I said, just as much as when you get high, time kind of slows down in a sense, because time, the way the clock is designed and the way we are told time is, doesn't really exist that way. So it's you that actually speeds up, that allows you to cherish the moment in time more so. So you can taste more, you can feel more, you can laugh more. Love feels deeper, like orgasms last longer. Like the orgasm, just imagine like an orgasm in your conscious reality, as slow as time is in this physical reality. Now imagine an orgasm in the subconscious dream space. It's something missing there because you are already everything. when you're in your subconscious dream space. If you have an orgasm in the subconscious dream realm, you won't be able to experience the depths of and the peaks of that extreme experience as much as you would if you were having and experiencing an orgasm from the conscious realm, from a linear sort of experiencing infinity from a linear perspective. That's really intense. That's what love is, drawn out over time. That's what the orgasm is, for that intense moment. And that's how you can expand an orgasm for so long, based upon like breathing techniques and deep, like being able to tap into your energetic vibrations and understanding the physiology and so on and so forth of consciousness, the physiology of consciousness, to be able to extend time like cannabis, the tool, does for your moment. This is what the conscious realm does and allows you to do. And when you flip and reverse the intention of the conscious reality with this military industrial, prison industrial complex, fear, totally ridiculous perspectives of reality based upon the synthetic universe, then that's when you lose a part of yourself. Actually, you lose a part of your reality. You only lose it in a sense that you don't experience it. Like, it's never going to be lost, because you are always going to have the potential to experience that reality. But when you trade in your time for illusions, something gets lost there. And you're not able to experience the depths of your reality as you would if you were completely balanced and harmonized and understanding the true definitions of who and what we are and what this experience is. So when we are separated, this is how you are compartmentalized, separated in chunks and over time. So this is the actual algorithm of the colonial experience, to first indoctrinate you into the alphabet soup reality and say, well, this is what reality is all about. And the generations do it over time. So they get you the numbers, they get you the alphabet, they get you into kindergarten, they get you in the first grade, second grade, third grade to 12th grade. And then it's designed, each grade is designed for your level of consciousness at that age, to both give you something to somewhat challenge your conscious reality, but at the same time, it's only challenging you within a structure. The balance to that is that it's programming you to limit yourself by only focusing on a quarter of one side of reality. You're only looking at best, a quarter of the conscious reality, because the scientism community is not true science. It's artificial science, it's conditioning, it's magic spells, illusions, and it has zero connection with the spirit understanding, the alchemical balances of the human experience as a whole. So when you max out at a quarter of your reality, you're really just you're running on fumes. You're constantly on E. So you constantly need to keep going to the gas station to refill your fuel tank. And the gas stations are the banking programs, the materialistic realm, this synthetic celebrity worshipping program. The TV is a gas station. Your fake friends are gas stations, the ones who play into your ego, the ones who just continue to play the game as it's designed. NASA is a gas station when they keep telling you that, we're going to go to Mars and we're going to do this 20 years from now. Climate change is like a double gas station, because it's one thing to tell you that they're going to do something and fix something in the future, but it also conditions you to just give all of your power away to this artificial superhero thinking that they're gonna save the planet or do something for you, never addressing the fact that they were the ones who were destroying this place in the first place. This is a dumpster fire. Like this whole place, this Queen of England, your president of the United States, he's president of a dumpster fire. That queen, she's queen of a dumpster fire consciousness. This has zero connections to who and what you are on the baseline scale and humanity and consciousness as a whole. This illusion, this is cheap magic when they are, and they're the only thing they can do is to continue to expand these illusions with toys and gadgets that have you sucking your time away, having you get trapped and lost in between the magic spells. And when taken out of context, when taken to the extreme, cannabis can be seen as another tool, as another toy, when it's not seen for what it is, when it's not utilized for what it is, when it's just turned into a cigarette, when it's just turned into a toy. This is what the mainstream version of this whole, like, it's like colonial cannabis, pretty much. Like when they're trying to tell you that, oh yeah, we're going to make cannabis cigarettes and we're going to make it legal. Like, you're not addressing the fact that you made it illegal in the first place. Like, this stuff never gets addressed. See, we focus too much. This entire experience focuses like diet programs and all that other stuff. We focus too much on detoxing programs, like how to detoxify your body, how to get the right diet, how to get the right diet, like the quick diets, like the celebrity diets. We focus on all this detoxing program, but we never address the initial toxification process that's installed inherently in the experience as a whole. That stuff never gets addressed. That's what politics is. Politics is a consistent detoxing program on a show. It's just a show. Like, it's not real life. It's reality TV. It's what like real TV. It's just a show, and it'll never tap into the reality of what's going on the streets. It just focuses on celebrityism, and you believe it into your reality, and you don't really have time for that stuff, so because you just got to go to work and provide for your family, provide for your kingdom, for your tiny little universe. So since you subconsciously buy in to the illusory, the synthetic universe, your kingdom is your 9 to 5, your little Johnny and little Janie, your son and daughter, and your home, your American dream, your amazing job, and your amazing wife, and your amazing car, and your amazing everything that's brought up, that's manipulated by the bacon double cheeseburger reality commercial humanity. All of that is an extension of, that's the kingdom that is the step down from the synthetic universe that is the NASA program and Star Wars and Star Trek and all that other stuff. And they're very complex systems. Like Star Trek focuses more on the science and the Federation and all that, like political engagement. That's what the Star Trek, all that Star Trek universe is, to have you locked into the politics of the illusion of space, the way NASA programs you. This is why NASA teams up with Star Trek and that whole thing. Star Wars is more to have you locked into the monkey mind future timeline based upon death and destruction, war, military industrial complex, prison industrial complex, basically creating the future based upon this current moment, this level of consciousness right now that is totally destructive and totally made up by the monkey mind illusionists. So this is how you generate this artificial future, this artificial universe. The New Age community is a universe in itself. That's like the so-called real world version of Star Trek and Star Wars. So instead of like the Wookiee the Wookiee planet, and instead of like all the other alien planets that are on Star Wars, you just have the Pleiadians and the Andromedans and the Arcturians and the Orions. You have all of these versions of the movie being played out in real life. And that's how each section of your reality gets manipulated. And just like the Passengers movie yesterday, because they have all these fillers in between, like the Gravity movie with Sandra Bullock, and Armageddon with Bruce Willis, and Will Smith in Independence Day fighting aliens. Like, this whole thing is manipulated to create this artificial universe. So these are those fillers. And what happens is like Passengers has you focusing on money and the class system still existing 200, 300, 400 years from now, to where people are still lacking. So if you have a gold class citizen and you have a silver class citizen or a rust class citizen, whatever the hell it is, the program that gets planted is, that's all that matters, is that, well, you're just hopeless, we're just stuck, we can't do anything about this now, we can't change the system now. Why? Because you've been mind controlled to think that the system is going to be that way 400 years from now, with Star Trek and Star Wars and Stargate and Star this and Star that has you believing, and they use their celebrity stars to make you believe in that shit. Meanwhile, you're sitting around twiddling your fucking thumb on a twiddle cube. See, this is just like the detox program. See, and the diet program. You're focusing on all these diet programs and all these detoxing programs, but never getting to the food that you're actually eating. You're never getting to the genetically modified conditions. You're not getting to the toxification of the system as a whole. The twiddle cube is just like another version of that. It's like, you're not addressing the fact that you're fucking fidgety. You're not addressing the fact that you can't keep still because the whatever is adding up to you. So they stick a fucking toy in your hand and have a few meme makers and a few video makers make it all hip and trendy, and just like, hey, get this twiddle cube. This is the coolest thing ever. You're a fucking child. A fidgety little fucking child. Here's the new toy to deal with your fidgetiness. Here's the new diet. Here's the new detox drink. So this entire reality is based upon twiddling your fucking thumbs and giving your power away, giving your time away, giving your consciousness away, giving your dreams away, your subconscious reality, and submitting to the dominion of a synthetic universe from top to bottom, all the way through, in and out, all the way through. Your time is manipulated by toys, gadgets, and anything else that gets thrown out to both consume your time, distract you, and make you and condition you into an artificial universe. The globe model, the heliocentric model, and all these laws passed through the university system is just another way to twiddle your thumbs, to steal your time, and have you focusing on something that is just going to eat away at your life. And you'll never be able to experience the reality for what it is, because we're too caught up in the consumption realm. So that's basically what I wanted to add to the last video of relating the conscious and the subconscious realm to, because I spoke on how they relate to each other, but overnight I was thinking like, well, how do they relate? And one of the biggest ways that those two spaces relate is, one, your consciousness, your focus, your soul, who and what you are. And the platform for who and what you are is time, in a sense, or how you experience time. So you have the platform of how we experience time. Then you are experiencing time. You experience it one way when you are awake, and you experience it another way when you are asleep. Why do you experience time the way you do when you're in your subconscious realm? Why? Is because you are the manifestation of that infinite supercomputer, and that is your time to experience that reality and give yourself messages and signals back to your conscious reality, which is your time to actually have a moment of peace, a moment of silence, a moment of time to actually taste the experience, to actually feel what it's like to kiss your loved one, to experience the emotional spectrum on a deeper level. And like I said, there are balances. And we've all chosen, if you're in this reality, if you have chosen to experience the depths of love, compassion, empathy, and all of the beautiful upsides of experience, you also are susceptible to fear and destruction and lack of sympathy, apathy, and all those other things are part of the reality. And everybody is trying to trying to raise their vibrations to get out of those old frequencies. Those old dense frequencies are designed to keep you in that servant mode, that sort of low vibrating mode, so that the haves can maintain over the have-nots. This is why your mainstream media is so destructive and basic and generic and just completely ridiculous. Like, if that was a food, it would taste like shit. It'd be like fast food drive-through shit. And that's what that reality is. This is what NASA is, the university system, the mainstream media, Hollywood. The movies are all horrible. Once you start to see the code of everything, yeah, you can experience it the way it's designed, like, oh yeah, that was a good scene and all that other stuff. But when you really think about it, like, watch older movies and see how ridiculous they were. And even newer movies, it's just ridiculous. But that's how you are conditioned. And when they lower the what's the word? The bar. They lower the bar of experience with the university system. When the bar is lowered for everything, when the bar is lowered for how you experience time, that's actually lowering the bar of consciousness. So you don't raise your consciousness above that bar, because you will start to lose friends. You will start to lose touch with the status quo of this prison mind, with this mainstream reality. And we don't like to be alone when we're in our reality. So, and that's what this system banks on. They know that. This is why they play they play the numbers. They play the biggest lies. They play the biggest, the universal chess game on us, so that, yeah, you might have a few people go here and there to jump outside of the mind control program, but overall, millions and billions of people are still submitting to the synthetic universe and twiddling their thumbs in their creator space because their friends are there. And that's what their peers there. It's the peer pressure holding consciousness down. And until we let go of the bar pushers or the bar makers, then we won't be able to actually extend into even our baseline possibilities of consciousness. So that's basically what I wanted to share with you. So thank you for joining me. And until next time, from all my relations, peace, love, and harmony.